Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm so glad I get this moment to be with you, actually, on the very first day of summer. Wow, it's a beautiful day and the temperature's getting warm, and we're in that time of year where it's going to get hot. And with the time we've all been waiting for, summer is here. And I believe we're going to have a great summer in spite of all the circumstances we've been dealing with through this year. Hey, I want to continue on today on talking about victory, because I want to see you walk in victory, and I believe it's the will of God for you to walk in victory. No matter what you're facing, no matter what you're going through. Listen, friend, the storm may be there, but it doesn't mean that you can't walk through it. That's why I believe the psalmist said something like this: yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. You know, it can be cloudy, it can even be stormy, but it doesn't have to take your peace. It doesn't have to take your joy. It doesn't have to end the day because it's raining. In one place in the book of Isaiah, the Bible said this: though you walk through the waters, I will be there. Or if you go through the fire, I'm going to be there with you. You're not going to be burned by it. So don't let circumstances that are surrounding you dictate the victory that God has placed on the inside of you. I think we've been trying, or at least I've been trying to tell us how to walk in victory. Yesterday I shared with you about the greatness of God, of getting our focus on the bigness of God and not the bigness really of the problem. In the book of 2 Chronicles, a great host, a great company had come up against the people of God. And they were so great that when Jehoshaphat saw this, the Bible said in 2 Chronicles 20 that he feared, and he set himself to seek the Lord and proclaimed a fast throughout all Judah. When this great host came up against the people of God, what are we going to do? How are we going to make it? The first thing that he did, he honored God. I believe that's what the word fear actually meant there, that he feared the Lord. He gave honor to God. For one reason, he was a covenant man, knowing that Israel was in covenant with God. Now the burden of responsibility is laying upon the Lord. Why? Because the promise is, I will protect you. I will see you through the circumstance. So they began to pray. They began to seek the Lord, and God speaks to him, and he says these words. He said, do not be afraid, nor be dismayed because of this great multitude, for the battle is not yours, but the Lord's. And that's a hard thing to do, isn't it? Don't be afraid. Don't fear. That's a hard thing to do sometime when everything is pressing upon you. But there was the command, this battle belongs to the Lord. So now, how do we stand in victory? Look at a couple of keys that I believe that Jehoshaphat used at this moment. The first thing that he did, he sought God. God, how are you going to answer this? How are you going to deal with this? That's the first thing. The second thing that he did, he had to pay attention to what God was saying. There wasn't just a good suggestion, that was a command. Don't be afraid. Don't let your fear overtake your emotions at this time. Because he said, this battle is not yours, but mine. Now, sometimes I find myself wanting to fight a battle that I'm really not called to fight. I got to determine within myself, do I need to even be in this fight? Can I change circumstances that are around me? You know, I may have had a great day planned today, that I was going to do some things outside, anticipating the weather to be great. And all of a sudden, a dark cloud begins to come up and the wind begin to blow. You know what? I can be upset with that dark cloud, and I can be upset with the wind that's blowing, and I can be upset with the rain. But you know what I can't do? I can't really change that. That's out of my control. So what am I going to do? Am I going to begin to battle against that? Now, I do believe there's times we can speak to the wind and the storms and it'll go around. But some of these things I can't I have no control over, and I got to realize that I've got to let God deal with this. He said, the battle is not yours, but the Lord's. And then he gave them a command. He said, set yourselves in battle array. Now, I've got to go get position, but I'm not going to fight. I'm going to continue to do what I know to do. And then they began to worship God. For the Lord is good, and his mercy is everlasting. I just got to begin to declare the greatness of God for the victory.